Welcome to the channel, Rev Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist. I've got a video of a lady, Randy. She's really good, Randy Andretti. She was married to a narcissist, like many of you women were, but now can't find a man with any intelligence. My argument with this is, I've spent a lifetime doing the work. You know, I'm always there, I'm always open to listen and everything else. Do you think that the women out there are the same as that? I'm afraid not. They start off like that and end up who knows what. Here's Randy Andretti.
Hi, this is Randy. I wanted to do a short video today about runaway husbands who bolt on their wives without warning. I did find an article. It's by Susan Donaldson James, and it was written in 2010, and it's on the internet. I will try to remember to link it to this video. So I just want to give 3 examples of what I found in the article in terms of how these husbands just bolt on their wives and the manner in which they do it. So the
Say something here. This is about men that bolt on their wives. Now, I've just gone through a couple of breakups where I've had to tell the women to go due to triangulation, severe, malignant triangulation, hostile, soul-destroying triangulation through emotional incest. But there's stuff going on that women need to start to address. They need to look inside, and this is why a lot of them are on their own and will remain on their own. They'll get pumped and dumped here and there, but I've put tremendous effort, like psychological, physical, intimate, you name it. I haven't missed a beat. All my troubles come from the women. Now, I'm not saying that justifies men, but what do you do if you are one of these men that she talks about that have done the work and are willing to apply yourself and everything, and then you end up with someone that just dies in the arse? Well, let's see what Randy's got to say about her side of it.
her therapist, she picked her husband picked her up from the airport, and then he went to work. Normally, they spend time together. So after 21 years of marriage, she told him, you know, she asked him what he wanted for dinner. Did he want fish? And he said, it's over. And she was like, well, how about chicken? And he said, no, I'm moving out. Another example is a woman who kissed her husband and sent him off to work, and 2 hours later he texted her and said that he wanted out of the marriage. These are marriages that are 15, 20, 25, 30, or 35 years long. So what's interesting is these hit and run kind of text messages, breaking up the entire marriage over text or even a post-it note. And a third one.
I've sent messages by text and I've rang up and broke up over the phone because the women I've been with have gotten me to the point where I just couldn't take any more with them. At that point, they've come up with ridiculous ways of fixing things, absolute offensive. I reckon most of it's reverse discard. They're behaving in a way in which you'll get rid of them. They don't understand how disappointing they can be. It's really sad.
Woman, she kissed her husband at the airport. Her and her husband and their son were going somewhere together. So on the return flight, the woman picked up expecting her husband and son to be there, and only her son was there. The husband had gone, and he told her by text that he had gone on an indefinite assignment. Just totally booked. So men who do this, I mean, yes, we know there's a lot of midlife divorces. Why is that? Is it because people really communicated, worked on themselves, went to counseling, tried to actually put, you don't even need to go to counseling, you can just both put effort into the marriage and improve it, unless one person is mentally ill or has definitely, betrayed the other person in the marriage and you can't get through it. But otherwise, if there's no betrayal, there's no mental illness, there's probably a couple other examples that I can't think of right now, but if it's just a matter of like dissatisfaction, unhappiness, waning attraction, things like that, that happens, that's going to happen. Now, the question I ask myself is, how long was this man feeling this way and holding it in? How long?
Relationship. I spent nearly 12 months, 9 to 10 months, trying to work out whether these people were going to sort themselves out or not. It was hostility coming from a narcissistic collapse in a golden child. And the mother just would not deal with it. I wanted to stay in her bed. No, she wasn't able to make that happen because the golden child, a little surrogate husband, obviously had objections to that. I did nothing wrong to this guy. Absolutely nothing wrong. It was all psychological. I reckon he ended up having a psychological collapse. So there's so many different ways that contribute to the breakdown of a relationship, but don't underestimate that a lot of these women don't make the effort either. Oh mate, 9 months of absolute bullshit, crap. It swings both ways.
Was he avoiding discussions openly about what was going on in his mind and why he wanted to end the marriage? And this kind of stuff needs to occur before the man has an affair, not after. I mean, after he finds another partner and he decides to step out on his marriage, it's much easier to just go with that, because who needs to work on themselves? Who needs to communicate with their partner? And who needs to actually work on a marriage when you can just find a new partner and start all over again with someone new, and then repeat the pattern when that doesn't work out? Because these men are complete cowards. They have the worst communication skills ever. Who knows how many years they wanted to say certain things and didn't say it to avoid conflict?
Always speak up. I don't give a shit if it works against me or whatever. You can ask my girls. I've always spoken up. I've always brought the issue to the table, and I've always tried to get a resolve. And these people will sacrifice the relationship for unresolved. They can stand there and argue and whatnot and say they haven't, but where are you then? They gave in to their children, their interfering children, my ones. This sort of basic stuff's easy to deal with. If you're just dealing with the woman, this woman would be easy to deal with. She wants to communicate, she wants to fix things, she wants intimacy. What more can you ask for? When you're dealing with these people that have got possibly mental issues because they're involved with their children to such an extent they're in their private life, that's a whole different kettle of fish. This woman's a normal woman by the sound of it. I've studied her a bit, that just wanted to have a normal relationship. She's not a bad looking sort either. And she never ever found anyone that lasted more than 3 months after the man that she was with left. I have sold out 100% to these women, not these types, but I even married one. And they could not handle it. They couldn't handle. They come for all the strength and intimacy and that, but other than that, they were just empty vessels. It was shocking, disgusting, woeful.
Maybe they have said things, but they didn't express the seriousness of it. They did not express what was truly happening in their minds. Or they blew things out of proportion. Perhaps their dissatisfaction is something that happens normally in a marriage, but they took it as, oh, I'm not in love anymore, and I have to go find love again and attention from someone else. She's tired of me. She doesn't admire me anymore. It sounds pretty much like the qualities of a narcissist. And many of these women did say that their husband was a narcissist, but they were using the term, the media term, in terms of, self-absorbed, typical guy things. You can call any man a narcissist, but to really call them an NPD or malignant narcissist, covert narcissist, you need to learn about it and you need to have lived it. But still, even after so many years, now everybody says, oh, well, you dodged a bullet. Be happy. Be glad to be rid of him. Now you can work on yourself. You can be by yourself. You can enjoy yourself, right? So this is not a video encouraging people to enjoy themselves. I mean, of course, that's what we're going to say after the guy's left and we have no one and we are able to find no one else, no matter how hard we look, how much we put ourselves out there. Of course, it's easier to say, well, I'm just happy with myself. Maybe some people are just happy with themselves.
There's a lot of truth in this. It's just a cop-out when you hear people going, well, I'm happy with myself now. And, I probably dodged a bullet. I challenge that in my world. I ask any of my exes to come back and prove that to be the case. Anyone with some common sense and half a brain would realise that that's just not true. And I've asked these women not to wreck the relationship if they can help it, because things might not be that easy for them to move on, but I don't think a lot of these women care. They're quite masculine, to be honest. They've been with men that have fucked them over before I come along, and I don't think they can comprehend what a proper relationship is.
I am on the cusp of being an introvert and an extrovert. I'm right in the middle. Yes, I can take care of myself. Yes, I can be by myself. No, I don't hate being by myself sometimes. But do I want to be by myself all the time? And it's not just socializing with strangers that cures that need that I have. I have a need for partnership, for companionship, for one-on-one, for closeness with someone of the opposite sex who I'm attracted to. So don't put comments here about, oh, we're tired of hearing you looking for a man. The cliche, as soon as you stop looking, this is when they'll come to you. I'm so tired. I'm so done with these cliches that I hear over and over. Or, why do you need a man? You just stop looking. It's great. Well, maybe it is great for you, okay? But that's you. Introverts are fine with that. Okay, my sister's married and she probably would be fine alone because she's really an introvert. I'm not, okay? I'm only comfortable with it part of the time. And mingling with strangers and casual acquaintances to get my socialization on is, it's okay. It's fun, but it doesn't cut it. I like to have deep, long conversations. I like to have someone to go for a walk with in my neighborhood. I like to have someone to have dinner with.
This is interesting because this is how you work out what a covert female narcissist is. When you've been doing all that and they fall away from that, like we used to go for walks along the water, get ice creams, do all that fell away. And I'm watching it and I'm going, oh no. And then you've got this hostile golden child narc having a psychological collapse in the background because he's not getting mummy's attention. This woman is a straight, normal, healthy, attractive woman. And she's ended up on her own for years and years. I know a story. She never found anybody. And you watch these women, right? They haven't even looked after themselves. They've got the golden egg in their purse, and they throw it in the trash. It blows my mind.
I like to sit on the couch, kiss, do all the things that you do when you're in a relationship. And it doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be, super, it's not like a clingy type of thing. But it's like a buddy kind of thing. But it's a trust thing. There is a friendship and a romantic partnership there together. That is what I'm looking for. And I'm sorry if, it bothers you that, I keep looking for it and I don't find it. So it's just, all this advice about what I need to do, like I need to stop looking. These men who just take off on their marriage have no sense of working on themselves or working on marriage. And if you're going to get married, that's what's going to happen. Know it ahead of time. You're not supposed to go out and find someone else. You're supposed to work on things sufficiently. Come to a conclusion with your wife that you both don't want to be there. Then get the divorce and then go out and try to find somebody. Okay, yes, men, you're probably going to find somebody because you go for all these younger women who are kind of ignorant, kind of slow, want a kid, for whatever reason, want money, want your money. For whatever reason, these young women are attracted to you. I'm not saying they're attracted to you physically at all, but they're attracted to something that you got, okay? Fine. There are men that are attracted to women of middle age as well. And the ones who can communicate, the ones who do not avoid problems, the ones who are not complete cowards, and the ones who have integrity are the ones that we need to, seek out and keep. And
the problem that she's got with that is they're all taken. They're all gone. And if you can find one, it's a miracle. Now, this is what amazes me with the women that I've allowed to come into my life and me into theirs. You're trying to do your best and you're trying not to miss a beat. And all of a sudden you've got this chaos going on around you and they just don't want to protect the relationship. I believe this kind of woman would. My mother certainly did. She was never going to tolerate any interference from me and my sister in her relationships, and we just made sure we stayed out of it because she'd tell you straight, get your nose out of my business. She knew how important it was for her to protect a relationship or end up alone. And I'm quite frankly, this generation, I don't think they care if they end up on their own. I honestly don't think they care. They're that asexual. They're that self-centered. They cannot work out the simplest of problems. It's pathetic.
And hopefully I am supporting you in your endeavors to find someone. I hope you support me. Please don't tell me to stop looking and live my life. What the hell? I am living my life. This is my life. I'm living it. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and be happy with being alone 100% of the time. Okay? I'm not going to do it. And sorry if I talk too slow also. I'm not here really to get criticized or to get advice. I'm here to share some information, and mainly the main point was that there is a website called runawayhusbands.com, and there's forums where you can get together with other women who have had this occur, who are trying to figure out what the hell went on, and probably many of them truly were married to a NPD and don't know it. So you could also share that information with them and maybe send them on over to some of our channels. that's all I wanted to say today. Have a great weekend, guys. I'm going up north, and thanks for listening.
Andy Andretti and where she ended up. She never was able to find another man. And to any of my girls that are listening, you knew what you had. No alcohol, drugs, pure straight A-grade supply, always available, always there. Did hobbies around them because I wanted to be with them as well. Gave them space, gave them room, always available to communicate. And what did I get in return? You ask yourselves that if you're watching this. And so this is the thing. Don't put yourself in a relationship and then put yourself in a situation where you're going to lose it. That's exactly what she said's right. You don't do that. You work it all out. And if you are straining someone to the end of their sanity before you come up with an idea on how possibly things might get fixed, you deserve to be on your own or with somebody else that's going to be as stupid as what you are. You know, let's get real here. Life and relationships aren't easy to find, let alone manage. And if you do find something great and you wreck it, karma's a bitch and it knows where you live. Rev Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, out.